Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Calcutta Races Summer Meeting 7-day Wednesday 3rd April 2024 race preview. The first race of the afternoon is the Beauregard Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality. This is a no-whip race for horses to be run over 1100 meters. First couple of runners, Velalage and Elite. This is from race number 156 where Velalage was in mid-spot, then started to drift back and eventually finished on 4th after being in a forward position. Then Elite was had a couple of eye-catching run. Last time Elite was a little slowly out of the gates, then took the turn in 3rd spot, then made up some placings and eventually finished on 2nd. Number 2 is Divine Chakra. Divine Chakra, this is from the previous season, from race number 152 from the winter start there, where Divine Chakra took the turn in 5th spot, then finished on 6th eventually. The winner here was Prosperous Prince. Number 6, Sangeeta. 3 stars for Sangeeta so far. Best start definitely was the last start, when race number 144 went over 1200 meters, was in last spot as they entered the home straight, as you can see in the orange jacket with the blue sleeves. Then started to come up with a run down the center and finished on just 4th. The winner here was Tenderheart, who got that race by a widening margin of 6 lengths. Number 7 is Historic. The start is from race number 138, where Historic was in 2nd spot as they entered the home straight. Then there was a cavalry charge on the outer field and eventually Historic just missed out and finished on 5th. The winner here was Tika. We move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Contralto Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First runner we're looking at is Sunflare. This is from race number 144, where Sunflare was the favorite, but it was a little slowly out of the gates, was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight. And despite the jockey's best efforts, Sunflare could only finish on 3rd. The winner here was Tenderheart, who got that race by 6 lengths. Number 2 is Asterix. Asterix has had 4 starts so far. Best start was definitely the penultimate start in race number 65, where Asterix was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, then came up and finished on 2nd. The start we're looking at is from race number 95, where Asterix was in 4th spot, then started to drop back and towards the rail and eventually finished on 7th. The winner here was Smash Shot. Number 3 is Elios. Elios has had 4 starts so far in the season. Started the season with a bold effort where it finished on 4th. Since then has had 3 unplaced efforts. Last start Elios was in 9th spot, then weakened and eventually finished on 10th. The winner here was Liban, who got that race by 3.5 lengths. Couple of runners from race number 139. We had Hellblazer, Tamar. Hellblazer, who was in 6th spot, weakened and finished on last. Tamar, who was in 3rd spot, also weakened a place and finished on 4th. The winner here was Auremello, who got that race by 2.25 lengths. And number 5 is Vinam Rao, who had 1 start so far in race number 151, where Vinam Rao was in 13th spot as they entered the home straight, made a couple of placings and eventually finished on 11th of 14 runners. The winner here was My Princess, who got that race by almost half a length. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, the Winsong Handicap for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1200 meters. Couple of runners from race number 148, Star Romance, who came down from Bombay, this was the first start for Star Romance, who went on a start to finish mission but into the last 200 meters, packed up for home, finished on second last. We had number 8, which was Remy Red, who came up with a run towards the late stages of the race and eventually finished on second. Remy Red took the turn in 8th spot. The winner here was Blackstone. Number 2, Maktub. Number 10, Horus the Great. This is from race number 145, where Maktub was in 5th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 4th. Horus the Great, who took the turn in 3rd spot, dropped back very rapidly and eventually finished on last of 11 runners. The winner here was Fortune Teller, who got that race by almost 4 lengths. Number 3 is 26 Black, who was mostly campaigned in the Classics, finished on 4th in the 1000 guineas, again 4th in the Oaks, then ran 4th in 2400 meters race, finally came good in race number 108, where it won over 1400 meters, beating Star Justice. Last start went over 1600 meters, was a little slowly out of the gates, took the turn in 7th spot, made a couple of placings and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Star Prosperity. Couple of runners, Emrys and Gimla. Emrys, who took the turn in 10th spot. This was from race number 154, where they went over 1100 meters. Embry eventually weakened and finished on last of 12 runners. Gimla, who took the turn in 7th spot, made some late gains and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Zucker, who got that race by a widening margin of 5.5 lengths. Number 5 is Rhapsody in Green. Rhapsody in Green was a winner in race number 2, then finished on 2nd in race number 30, finished on 3rd in race number 49. Last start, Rhapsody in Green was in 4th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Zuma. This was over 1600 meters in race number 101. Number 9 is Fancy Nancy. Fancy Nancy has had 3 eye-catching starts so far in the season, has been a little unlucky, finished on 3rd in race number 116 behind Star Prosperity, 2nd behind Dubai Star in race number 134. Last start was over 1600 meters in race number 150, was in 3rd spot in a 3-way finish, finished on 3rd. The ride of Hindu Singh today. 11 My Princess, back-to-back wins for My Princess. What a season she has had after coming down from Western India. Today the mount of Mustaqim Alam. Last start was in 3rd spot, then weaved a passage towards the inside and staved off the late challenge of Dali Swirl and won that race eventually by a half a length. We move on to the 4th race of the afternoon, the Aziz Cup, for horses 3-year-old only, to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. First runner we are looking at is Snow Leopard, was winner in her first start in race number 31. Since then has had a 2nd place efforts behind Lady Sunshine in race number 55. Last start was in 2nd spot as they entered the home straight, came up with a run towards down the center and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Global Influence, who got that race by almost 3 lengths. Number 2 is Hand of God. First start for Hand of God was in race number 132, where it went on a start to finish mission, was finding something in front, but Sea Salt Caramel, who's a very experienced runner, eventually started to assert, and Hand of God did the next best thing, finished on 2nd. Today the mount of PP Deve. Number 3 is No Worry. No Worry, after coming down from southern India, first start for No Worry was in race number 160, where it was in 2nd spot, was fluttering for a while, then started to weaken and eventually finished on 2nd last. The winner here was No Mitzi, who made every poster winning one, eventually had almost 4 1/4 lengths to spare. Number 7 is Marcolini. 3 stars for Marcolini. First start finished on 3rd in race number 69, where behind Natural Grace. Then again in race number 93 finished on behind Natural Grace. This time was 4th. Last start was in race number 115, where it took the turn in 4th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Villalal. Number 8 is Matangi. Matangi's first start was in race number 146 and was a decent start where Matangi went on a start to finish mission, and Ray had to really pull out all stocks to get the measure of Matangi, and eventually Matangi lost out by a long neck, the mount of Hindu Singh. We move on to the fifth race of the year, the Colombiana Handicap for horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1600 meters. First three runners are from race number 161, where we had the first three finishers. Life is Good, who was in 6th spot, eventually came out and finished on 3rd. Stormy Ocean, who took the turn in 3rd spot, eventually came out and won the race by 4.5 lengths. Kiefer, who was on a start to finish mission, eventually did the next best thing, finished on 2nd to the strong finishing Stormy Ocean. Number 4 is Star Justice. Started the season well with a second place effort in race number 6 behind Kalahari Gold, then had a couple of unplaced efforts. Last start, race number 108 was in 7th spot, then came up with a blistering run down the center and eventually finished on 2nd to 26 black, today the mount of Mustaqim Alam. Number 5 is Rimmel. Rimmel has had quite a few starts. Started the season well with a 3rd place effort. Since then has had a few unplaced efforts. Last start was a little slowly out of the gates. This was over 1200 meters. Race number 145. Eventually took the turn in 10th spot. Made up a few placings and finished on 8th of 11 runners. The winner here was Fortune Teller. Rimmel, the mount of Rafiq Sheikh. Number 6 is Tuso, was winner in race number 67. Since then, last start, race number 50, was in 2nd spot as they entered the home straight. Stayed on in 2nd. The winner here was Parker, who got that race by a neck in a 3-way photo. We move on to the 6th race of the year from the Meet the Legend Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 2000 meters. The first runner we're looking at is Lucky 9. Lucky 9 has had a decent season so far, winner in race number 50 and race number 96 respectively. The last two starts has been 3rd in race number 114, finished on 3rd to Life is Good. Last start was on a start to finish mission into the last 200 meters. Didn't really have much to offer but still stayed on in 3rd. The winner here was Dubai Star, who got that race eventually by 2.5 lengths. Couple of runners from race number 142. Udukai, who came down from Mysore. This was the first start for Udukai. Was in 10th spot as they entered the home straight. This was from race number 142, where they went over 1600 meters. Eventually Udukai made up some placings and eventually finished on 7th. 67, who has had a few starts. Last two starts has been 2nd. In last start was in 5th spot, then came up with a run and eventually finished on 2nd to Super Rakiga. Number 3, Sagittari. Couple of starts for Sagittari. First start, race number 30, finished on 4th behind Kiefer. Last start was in race number 105, where it took the turn in 4th spot, started to really drop back and eventually finished on 10th of 12 runners. The winner here was Remy Red, who absolutely pulverized the opposition, won that race by 7.25 lengths. Number 4, Cristaldo. Cristaldo was a surprise winner of this race, race number 155, where went on a start to finish mission and really went away from them, won that race by 8.5 lengths. Today the mount of VR Jagdish. Number 5 is Dubai Dunes, has been a little slowly out of the gates in each of his 4 starts. Last start was in race number 159, was in 7th spot as they entered the home straight, then started to make inroads into the race late into the day and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was George Everest, who got that race in a photo by a neck. couple of runners, Banksy and Power Racer. This was from race number 152 where they went over 1400 meters. Banksy was in 7th spot as they entered the home straight, then eventually finished on 6th. Power Racer, who had finished on 2nd in the Sun Ledger over here, took the turn in 8th spot, took the inside run and eventually finished on board 4th. The winner here was Dubai Station. Finally, number 8 is Born to be Spoiled, winner of race number 107 where it went over 2000 meters. Last start, Born to be Spoiled was in 6th spot, was being pushed throughout there but still finished on 3rd. The winner here was Hoping Sky, who got that race by almost 4 lengths. So that's your lineup for the double header we have midweek, and best of luck and thank you for watching.